Okay, let me ask you this. How do you go from one movie making $300.4 million at the box office, to then the second movie making $216 million at the box office, to the third movie being the biggest train wreck in possibly cinema history? How do you do that? Of course, I'm talking about Superman 3 here. So obviously, in preparation for the new Superman movie that has already come out, but I'm seeing it tomorrow, preparation for my experience with that movie, I'm reviewing all the prior Superman movies, and I've made it to Superman 3, and it is just a train wreck, garbage fire of a movie. This is awful. I had to sit through 2 hours and 5 minutes of just garbage compiled into a runtime that is so crappy. Why did I have to sit through 2 hours? This movie could have been like an hour and 30 minutes because of how bad it is. And people who have seen that movie, who I was talking to like about Superman, tells me, oh, this movie's bad, don't watch it. I'm like, well, I have to do this review. I've never regretted something so much in my life. I have not regretted something so much in my life. I just wasted 2 hours of my good life to watch this train wreck. Of course, there are a few good things, but if you could count the amount of good things in a movie with your fingers, then it's a pretty bad movie. And with this movie, I could definitely count the good things with my fingers. The first good thing is the casting. All the actors, all the actresses are on their best game. They are great. Christopher Reeve still plays Superman to perfection here. Lois Lane, well, she plays basically no role in this movie. She's only seen twice, but those 2 scenes we get with her, she's doing great. Richard Pryor is good in the role that he was given, but ultimately he didn't belong in this movie, but he was good for being in it. But man, I just hate to be so negative about a superhero I respect and love so much. But honestly, who the hell freaking let this go past the writing room? Who did it? Because I don't see a world where this could have got past the writing room. 2 good things were to come out of this movie. The second good thing to come out of this movie was the battle between Clark Kent and the evil Superman. That was a phenomenal scene. And how he just chokes out the evil Superman and becomes the good Superman again. That was great. That was probably the best scene of the movie. But everything else, man, everything else was just horrible. Just horrible. The story here is viciously bad. The effects, like the VFX and CGI, is horrible in this movie. And that's surprising to me because in the first 2 movies, it looked so realistic. It looked great. But in this movie, it just looks awful. Awful. Like you could see like a black line around Superman's entire body when he's flying to clearly say, oh, these are effects. In the previous 2 movies, you didn't see any of that. It looked very realistic, or as realistic as it possibly could look for the time. But this movie is like, oh, we know what time period we're in. We gotta make sure we're using the crappiest effects known to mankind for this great franchise, because the first 2 were box office hits, with the first Superman making $300 million and the second one making $216 million, like I said already. But how do you go from that? Like, I guess the studios just got really greedy and just pumped out a third movie that didn't need to happen. Part 2's ending was perfect. There was nothing left to tell. No stories, no loose ends, nothing. There was nothing left to explore. It could have ended there and then maybe go from there to Superman Returns and then the Man of Steel, and everybody would be fine with that. But no, they had to get greedy and slip in 2 little crappy movies. I haven't watched the 4th one yet, but according to sources within my family, it's not a good one either. It's more of the same thing, and I'm like, well, at least it's an hour and 30 minutes because it realizes it's a piece of garbage. This movie is like pretending that it's not a piece of garbage with a 2-hour runtime. Imagine being a first-time viewer of Superman sitting on the couch. Oh, hey man, can I watch Superman with you? Oh yeah, sure, it's part 3. Oh, part 3, okay. Sits down and then watches an absolute train wreck for 2 hours. By the time you're an hour in, you want to literally jump off a cliff. This is just a horrible movie nonetheless. Like, I don't think there's a defense, you know? I don't see this being divisive. If anybody has anything to say or argue about it being good, I'd love to hear it. I would honestly love to hear what they have to say, because no matter what they say, it cannot save this movie. Like, what are they gonna say that is so good about this movie that I haven't said? There was 2 good things that I named about this movie. 2 good things. So honestly, man, this is horrible. I'm so mad at myself that I had to sit through that, but yeah, I was just sitting there thinking, I'm gonna have to do a review for this thing. And throughout the movie, I was sitting there just looking for scenes to like break break down in this review. There is no scenes worth breaking down in this movie, besides the Superman versus Clark scene, which there's not much to explain there. It was an awesome fight scene, you know, it was good versus evil, and it was really, really cool to see. That's all that I could say about that, and that's all that there is to say about that. There was no real final battle here. All they did for the final act was use kryptonite to basically cripple Superman, and then once the kryptonite was destroyed by, or the kryptonite machine, I should say, was destroyed by the character Gus Gorman, there was nothing left except for the dumbest villain of all time. A robot villain made of Ross Webster's wife, or sister. I don't even remember what she is to him because I don't care. This was a train wreck of a movie. And by the end, I wasn't even paying attention. I was watching it, but I was like zoning out. It was just that boring. It was just that bad. I'm so happy that I'm seeing the new Superman movie tomorrow because no way in hell that this new Superman's movie is gonna be as bad as Superman 2. Or Superman 3, sorry. But yeah, usually I break down scene by scene in movies or like major scenes, but bro, there's just nothing to break down in this movie. There is absolutely nothing. The intro for this movie is horrible and the most goofiest crap I've ever seen in a superhero movie and just a movie. This intro, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw in Dumb and Dumber's intro. It was basically everybody making a slip and slide out of the city. We see Superman once, and that is to save a drowning person in their car. This is just a horrible, horrible movie. And I'm honestly scared to death to watch the fourth one. I do not want to watch the fourth one. I'm doing it so that way I could do these reviews for you guys. But yeah, just pray for me here because I'm gonna have to sit through another hour and 30 minutes of possibly a as bad, if not worse, movie than what I just witnessed. So overall, this movie gets a 4 out of 10. 4 because anytime you see Superman on screen, I'll give it is great whenever you see Superman on screen because the writing with Superman is great, but just everything else is horrible. Okay, that's maybe my third positive. Superman is amazing in this movie. Seeing a evil version of him was very creative. I'll give them that. But after that, this movie, there's nothing else to love. But yeah, that's it. I'm ending this review now. I've ranted off for too long about how garbage this movie is. Probably anybody who has stayed to the end is bored as hell and regretting clicking on this video. Sorry, but thank you for clicking on this video and watching it. But that is all I have to say. Goodbye.